Hi, my name is Asher Lewis, and I am a second year sociology major at Santa Fe. In my initial speech, I talked about being a father to a 7-year-old son and 19-month-old twin girls. Being a father has been the most rewarding thing in my life to date. Being a father has its challenges, which I will talk about later, but becoming a father made me a man. The type of father you will be to your children has a lot to do with the type of man you have chosen to be. Having a son who I named after me had a lot to play with me becoming a man. With my son, I had full support from my father and my mother because at the time my son's mother was not ready to be a mom. For this reason alone added to my urgency as to why I wanted to be a better man for my son. Me personally, I grew up in a house with both my parents, married, and I wanted the same for my son once he was on this earth. An article I recently read, Daily KOS, stated that too many black fathers have abandoned their children. In my experience, my father never abandoned me or my siblings, and I was not about to do that for my son. For the first time in life, I had to worry about someone other than myself, which is very difficult, very new. From the moment I saw him, something in me that I can never put into words came over me and said, "You can do this." So I had to put down the video games, my basketball career, anything that had something to do with me about me being by myself or personally for me, I had to put it away in exchange for a diaper bag and fatherhood. And to be honest, I've never been more proud of myself. I love being a father. My son's mother and I, we tried to stay together as a family in hopes of giving my son the family I had came into. But a lot of things played in effect. Us decided to part ways. The Telegraph newspaper has stated that becoming a father before the age of 25 raises the risk of dying due to stress and financial burden of trying to look after a young family. In my experience, I have experienced a lot of stress, a whole lot of financial burdens that I wish I did not have to go through, but I'm glad I went through it because it made me prepare for more kids in the future. Me having twin girls now, knowing that's double everything, me having my son at an early age, it helped out a whole lot because had I not had my son and I had these twin girls, I don't know how to, I don't know how to put in words of how much money I thought I would be blowing right now. In my experience, finance or the lack of it did not have a huge impact because of my having my son at a young age. The pressure of what my family wanted me to be and the pressure of what my girlfriend at the time needed me to be was my stress. People telling me I should do it this way or do it that way. Yeah, I'm new as a father, but at the end of the day, I'm my own man. So I felt if I made my own decisions, I hear what y'all saying to me and I take it into consideration. But in the day, I make the last final say so. I think my life would have been not as stressful as it was had I had that mindset back then, but I did not. I was young, I was new. I'm a little more seasoned, and I'm still growing. It took me a while to understand that being a father had everything to do with me and very little to do with anybody else. Huffington Post stated in the past article that parenting is a tremendous balancing act in which you, the parent, attempt to reconcile how your child can be so much like you and yet completely his or her own person. As my son got older, this became more and more true. Um, I have full custody of my son due to the fact that his mom wanted to take me to court because we didn't work out, so she wanted to keep him. And me believing that my son should be with me, not only because he's a male, I'm a male, just because she wasn't ready to be a mom. She still has some growing up to do. I wasn't ready to be a dad, but because I saw a good family structure from my mom, my dad, I felt I was more responsible as a parent than she was, and I was ready to take on that role, and I have been doing so since then. I struggled, I did, for a while, and I was just learning how to be a father, and now I'm adding another task to my plate by being a father of not just him, of my twin girls, and it's now it's a female, so he's a different anatomy. It's tough, but I'm doing the best I can right now, and I'm still growing, I'm still learning. The Bible states that love, the secret of fatherhood, is tied to sacrifice, and I'm a hell of a sacrificer. Love bearing all things, endure all things. And for my son and now my daughter, this is very true. In conclusion, being a father has been the biggest hurdle, best blessing, and most growing experience yet. Although I was uncertain of what kind of father I would be, I was certain I wanted to be a father. The mother of my twins has been a super mom since the beginning. She's a great balance to the man she met, the father I'm still striving to be, and she pushes me to greater extents. I often joke that I should have met her in the beginning when I was 19 years old, but I don't believe I would be the man I am today had she met me at that point in time. So I'm thankful for her.